a new push by Democrats in Congress to reinstate the jobs of U.S. veterans who were laid off by the Trump administration's cuts to the federal workforce. This includes veterans across the whole spectrum of the federal government, not just the Department of Veterans Affairs. About a third of federal employees are veterans, and of the 30%, more than half are disabled veterans. Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth is with us now. She's a veteran herself, spearheading the effort in the Senate, and she joins us now. Senator, good to see you. You say that Trump and Musk have fired more veterans than any other administration in our nation's history. How many veterans do you think have been fired?
Well, Jake, I think at least 6,000 roughly. If you look at the number of people who have been fired, multiply it by the 30% number, that gets you to a very conservative estimate of 6,000. It's probably much higher than that, especially in certain agencies like the Department of Veterans Affairs. And that number continues to rise as they fire more and more federal employees.
What exactly would your legislation do?
My legislation would allow veterans to get their jobs back. It would reinstate them going back effective January 20th of this year. We're also right now working on making sure that they also get back pay from the time that they receive their severance.
Your bill is co-sponsored by several other Democrats in the Senate. Have any Republicans expressed any interest in what you're trying to do?
We can't seem to get any Republicans to respond, but we'll continue to push them. There are veterans on the other side of the aisle, and certainly I have never heard a single one of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle say that they don't support veterans. If anything, they boast about supporting veterans, so now is a chance for them to do so. They can stand up and support our veterans who serve our country in the federal service. Regarding
the VA, you have expressed outrage over the administration's cuts as well as plans to downsize the workforce, cuts of 80,000 jobs. Tell us more about that.
Well, Jake, veterans have been made a promise by the American people that we will care for them once they serve our nation. And remember, Jake, we just passed a PACT Act a couple years ago that allowed funding for programs that help veterans who suffered from toxic substances like burn pits and the like. And these veterans are new into the system. We encourage them to enter the system. We finally, in a bipartisan way, passed funding to hire more people to take care of these veterans. And those new people are now all probationary employees because they've been hired within the last 2 years. And so those are the ones who are most likely being laid off, on the front lines of being laid off. And so veterans are going to find themselves waiting longer for care. We already hear about veterans having had their surgeries canceled or postponed, longer wait times for caregivers. These are people who family members who care for disabled veterans are not being able to get the support they need from the caregivers hotline. We are already seeing those effects, and I don't want us to go back to the bad old days where veterans, like the Vietnam veterans, were dying waiting for their claims to be processed. But that's where we're headed under the Trump administration right now.
So there was, under Bill Clinton, a big effort to reduce the size of the federal workforce. It was done quite differently. But how do you respond to when Republicans or others say, Elon Musk is just doing a different version of that? The government's too big.
Well, the problem is they're taking a chainsaw and they're cutting across the board. And you're seeing what's happening is that they're having to reinstate some people with great disruption. I mean, air traffic controllers, Jake, air traffic controllers in the Northeast region were sent the fork in the road letter encouraging them to quit. We had people who worked on the Veterans Crisis Hotline were also laid off and had to be reinstated. I was able to get 2 of those folks reinstated myself. And you're seeing that they're having to, they laid off the people who were in charge of our nuclear arsenal, for crying out loud. So it shows that they don't know what they're doing. They're taking a chainsaw to the federal workforce, and it's putting Americans in danger. It's putting our veterans in danger. And frankly, there are better ways to reduce federal spending. I am all aboard for reducing federal spending. In fact, I successfully passed many pieces of legislation that cut defense spending by billions of dollars. And yet the way forward is not to go through and cut NIH funding that's money that's going into universities that are conducting research programs to end severe diseases that Americans suffer from.
Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.